What do we already know? Well, hopefully we already know that if we see a triangle, that the interior angles of these triangles add up at all times to 180 degrees. If I look at this shape, then there's two ways of looking at it. One, you should know that it's a rectangle. A rectangle has four corners and it has four equal angles, and they're all right angles, so they're all 90 degrees. So adding those 490 degrees up will give me a sum of 360 degrees for this four-sided shape, and that is true for all four-sided shapes, all quadrilaterals. Now, another way of looking at this shape here is to actually look at breaking the rectangle up into two triangles. So this triangle here, the angles would add up to 180 degrees, and this triangle here would also add up to 180 degrees, and 180 plus 180 still gives you 360 degrees. That's going to be really useful when we look at other polygons that have more than four sides. So if we have a look at this shape, it's called a regular pentagon. The word regular is used when all five sides of this shape are actually equal in length, and all the interior angles of this shape are actually equal in size. But what do we know? Well, in order to work out what those five angles add up to, we need a way of doing it. We know that triangles add up to 180 degrees. We know that all four-sided shapes add up to 360 degrees. What about a five-sided shape? What will all the angles add up to in that shape here? Well, if we use the method I've just used for the four-sided shape, I'll pick a corner and join up the other corners. All right, if I was to join up this corner, they're already in there. Well, what do I notice? Well, first of all, I notice now that I've got three triangles. So for a five-sided shape, I can split it up into three triangles. If I go back one slide to my four-sided shape, then how many triangles did this split up into? Well, it split up into two triangles. There's a link there. Have a think about it now as we're going through this one. So four-sided shape splits into two triangles. A five-sided shape could split into three triangles. Now, each triangle is 180 degrees. So I've got three triangles with 180 degrees each in. 3 times 180 is equal to 540 degrees. That means that the interior angles, the angles inside any pentagon, will all add up to 540 degrees. Now, how does that help me with finding one interior angle? Well, if we have a look now, we can say that we've got 5 equal angles, and we know that the sum of those 5 equal angles are 540 degrees. So how am I going to split 540 up into 5 equal angles? Well, we basically calculate 540 divided by 5. If you're unsure on what method to use on this one, we'll just use a quick bus stop method. So we would work out 540 divided by 5 using the bus stop method. Right, where do we start? Well, we start with how many 5s go into 5? Well, it's 1 exactly. How many 5s are in 4? Well, there's none. So we would carry the 4 over to the 0. And then that makes 40. So how many 5s are in 40? There are 8. So each interior angle in this regular pentagon is exactly 108 degrees. And our check is that 5 lots of 108 equal 540. So we have worked out that the interior angles of this pentagon add up to 540 degrees, and we can now write down that an interior angle in this shape is equal to 108 degrees. They're all equal because it's a regular pentagon. This still applies to all pentagons, so anything with 5 sides, the interior angles add up to 540 degrees. This is what we call an irregular pentagon because the sides are of different lengths and all the angles are different as well. So we would need to make sure that all those angles in there add up to 540 degrees in order to find x. As we're dealing with regular shapes, so today, have a think then. We've got a regular hexagon here. How many sides does this regular hexagon have? It's got 6 sides. It's also got 6 equal interior angles. If I now split this regular hexagon up into triangles, then we can see that it's got 1, 2, 3, 4 triangles. Each triangle has 180 degrees, so we need to work out 4 lots of 180 degrees. Now, again, I bring you back to this. Have a look now. This shape has 6 sides. It's got 4 triangles. Have you spotted yet the pattern that is emerging here? Well, each time we have a look back at the regular pentagon, 5 sides, 3 triangles. We have a look back at the quadrilateral, 4 sides, 2 triangles. Each time the number of triangles is 2 lower than the number of sides. Okay, so if we have a look, it's 2 less than the number of sides. So if we come back to this example here, then 6 take away 2 is 4. And that works each time. So 4 times 180 is 720 degrees. So all these angles in this shape will add up to 720 degrees. Now, how do we find just one of those interior angles? Well, this time the 720 degrees has to be split up into 6 equal angles. So we're going to perform 720 divided by 6. Again, safe way to do this is to just use the bus stop method. So how many 6s are in 7? There's 1, but there's 1 remainder, so we carry it to the 2. How many 6s are in 12? There are 2 with no remainders. So how many 6s are in 0? 0. So each of these interior angles are 120 degrees. Please make some notes and now have a go at the main task, which is attached with the assessment.